What's good, YouTube? What's good, people? What's going on? How is everybody doing? I guess you guys are having a wonderful trading week and you're going through this trading week in a great way and you're doing the most and staying out the lane. This is your boy Harlem and I'm back with another video. Today's video gonna be our Q1 review or outlook. Today we're using Bitcoin being the last pair in my trading portfolio, right? So before we get any further, I pray and I beg you that you guys smash the like button, that you subscribe to the channel, you share the video, you comment on the video, you click the links on my description to sign up with the brokers that I use. You're going to choose which one you need, whether it's Quick Trade or Xness. You choose the poison that you want to die with. I'm joking, but you choose the broker that you highly recommend or want to trade with, because Quick Trade and Xness are the two brokers that I've been trading with and working with, and they're quite good, right? And to check out the daily live loss that I recently dropped, or if you want to talk Forex or do anything Forex, I left my links, I left my line, and I'm ready to put on the work. So am I, waiting for your response or your messages, guys. So today's review is on Bitcoin, right? You guys know Bitcoin. I don't want to talk of the history of Bitcoin, where it comes from, who created it, why he created it, or anything like that. But I just want to make sure that I use price action to determine where is our next move on Bitcoin for the first quarter of 2024, right? So Bitcoin, I don't even want to talk about the history or the past on the charts. I just want to talk about what we currently are looking at, right? So Bitcoin, guys, when you clearly see, you can see that, okay, price once created this zone right here from the weekly time frame, right? And did what? And pushed to the upside, creating this all-time high, and exhaustion creating this higher low, pushing to the upside, creating another new all-time high. With that rejection, you can see it, right? And from creating this all-time high, price did what? Pulled back to our very same previous higher low, giving us a possible double bottom on the weekly time frame, right? And price did what? Pushed to the upside and gave us that new all-time high on our 67,500 or 67,800 level. I'm not sure of it, right? So from price creating this all-time high on our 67,000 price level, you can clearly see that price started doing what? Price started creating lower lows and lower highs, right? So from creating lower lows and lower highs, you came back to our zone and did what? Violated it. So from violating that zone, we started creating a new support, right? So from price creating this new support, this very same new support, I now used this zone as my key level, right? Because obviously we have a support. So key level, you buy above, you sell below. That's just the basics of a key level. If it's in a range, you don't trade until you get a further confirmation whether are we above or below, right? So when you see that, okay, price started creating those lows and price started doing what? Pushing to the upside, creating a higher high and a higher low, 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 and this impulsive push to the upside, and price is currently holding a range. You guys know that, okay, Bitcoin, I'm always talking about this on my weekly outlooks, that price is in a range, price is in a correction, price is holding a correction, price is in a range, right? I've been talking about this for over like 4 or 5 weeks now. How many weeks? Let's actually check it out. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. That's the 10th week that Bitcoin has been holding our correction or our zone or our range, whatever that you say it is. So obviously, technically speaking, when you're trading pure price action or pure technicals, you guys know that if one's price creates this impulsive move to the upside or this impulsive push phase or an uptrend direction, you know that in most cases, once price starts creating a range, there are two things that we need to look for. But the main thing that we are looking for is for price to do it, to continue moving to the upside, to break this range, because we believe as traders that once price has a push phase in a correction, price is still gathering momentum, or price is still gathering okay, many traders say it's money. I don't want to say money, but price obviously is gathering some momentum, I would say. So it can do what? It can impulsively continue with the direction that it's been holding, right? Which is a push, correction, possible push. Even in a downtrend, when price is in a range, there's two things that traders need to look for when price is in a downtrend range. From price with an impulsive push, price starts moving sideways, right? Obviously holding that range, there's a high possibility that price will do what will continue with our direction of a push to the downside. But obviously when you're trading, we don't have to anticipate what we do until price shows us what is happening. That's when we need to react from what price is showing us. Until price breaks above this very same range, then that's when we can start looking for further continuations to the upside. But if we break below this range, then I guess we'll have to do it to move to the downside, because obviously price is in a range. Two things can happen. We can either break above or break below. That's why I need to play the patience game. So my take on the weekly time frame, or my take for the Q1 on Bitcoin, is very much simple. Obviously price is holding a range. Price has been doing what? Creating higher highs and creating higher lows, and now we currently are holding a range. So obviously once price is holding a range, there's two things that we need to look for, but mainly to be bullish, right? Two things that we need to look for: is price gonna break above, will price violate above, or price violate below? And that's when you're going to continue with the direction that Bitcoin is showing us. Do you guys get that? So that's my first take on Bitcoin from the weekly time frame. So let's hop to the daily before we end the video, right? So on the daily, guys, I want to show you guys how price created zones, and obviously what we might be looking for for the coming quarter on BTC USD, right? So obviously this was our first move to the upside push, and price started holding this zone, right? And then we had further push, creating higher highs and higher lows, right? And then price did what? Impulsively pulled back to our very same zone. So obviously from this impulsive pull back to our very same zone, there's two things that we need to look for. Obviously, are we gonna break above, are we gonna stay above, or are we gonna break below? So in this instance, price did what? Price held that zone and did what? And pushed to the upside. So from creating this all-time high double top, you can clearly see that obviously price created a higher high and came back to the very same higher high and broke below our lows, and that was a confirmed downtrend. Do you guys get that? So obviously from price pushing to the downside, from price pushing, we now started having what? A push and a range. So obviously from price holding this range, we're waiting for two things. Are we going to break below the zone, or are we going to break above this range and stay above the zone, right? But unfortunately price action, as price action, we did what? We violated the zone and moved to the downside, right? So you can clearly see that, okay, price has now created our zones, right? And when we now currently look at our current price, you can clearly see that, okay, this was our first push and first exhaustion, second push, second exhaustion, third push, third exhaustion, fourth push, fourth exhaustion, and then price is now still holding our range. So with Bitcoin still holding this range, I'll repeat, there's two things that we need to be mindful of, because Bitcoin did attempt to break past the zone twice, but unfortunately the bears were still holding the charts, and Bitcoin tried once breaking below the zone, but the bulls were still strong. So when you now see this, you can clearly understand that, okay, if price is in a range, that clearly means the bulls and the bears, when price is in a range, it clearly means that the bulls and the bears are in a tug of war. The bulls are attempting to push up, the bears are pulling the bulls down. The bears are attempting to push down, the bulls are pulling the bears up. Do you guys get that? So obviously, with that being said, there's two things that you need to look for, I repeat, but mainly we're looking to break above, because price had a push to the upside and holding a range. There's a high possibility price will push to the upside, but we did attempt to break twice, but we failed, right? So obviously, I don't want to say because price failed, price will be bearish. Nah, don't get me wrong, but all I'm trying to say is, if price still holds above our zone or above our range, then we need to look to continue moving bullish, because obviously we had a push and a correction and a push. But if we break below, then let's anticipate that possible reversal moving to the downside, because price had a push and a range but chose to do it to give the bears the momentum, and obviously price did what? Sold off. But that's what we'd be looking for the coming quarter. if Bitcoin doesn't break above or below, continue trading your intraday support and resistance, because obviously price is not breaking our zones. But if we get a violation, you're gonna continue with the direction that price is violated. Are we either up or are we down? Price will show us as traders, because we are only reacting from what price is showing us. Do you guys get that? But you guys know it, before every end of the video, financial disclaimer: everything I say, you do is entirely based on my own experience and my own opinion. It can happen, it might not happen, but all I urge you guys to do is to take your strategy and take my strategy, see what I'm looking at, see what you're looking at, take bits and pieces and create something out of it, and I'll show you guys you're gonna win in the trading markets. But without further ado, make sure you like the video, you subscribe to the channel, you share the video, you comment on the video, you click the links on my description to sign up with the brokers that I use. You're gonna choose which one you want to trade with, but I prefer both, right? Because I have my money in both brokers. But if they run away with my money, I must make the shit out of all these niggas. And obviously to check out the day in the life vlogs that we recently dropped. And if you want to talk Forex or do anything Forex, I left my line, I left my Instagram link. You're gonna choose what you want to do. Are you gonna either hit my line, or are you gonna hit my DMs? But I'm out for anything. I'm out for a vibe. I just want to see you guys win, like I already am. Do you guys get that? But without further ado, this is your boy Harlem. That's all I got on this video.